Hey YouTube universe, welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time viewing a video. We're talking a little bit about weight loss and fitness tips. Today's video should be pretty short because it's not a huge topic, but it's one that I find extremely important, and it deals with those days when you just don't feel like doing anything, how you can make yourself do something and ultimately end up working out and doing a full workout even when you don't feel like it. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so as we start this, I'm sure we're all familiar with that feeling we get when we debate in our head whether we want to work out that day or not. And especially if you're new to your fitness journey, I'm sure you've already had one of those days where you spend most of the day debating, should I work out? I'm really tired, or should I just skip today and I'll work out another day? Whether it's because you went out too late the night before or you just had a rough day at work. We've all had those days where we literally battle in our head, should we work out or not? And most of us usually will give in, especially early on in our fitness journeys, and say, oh, well, we'll work out some other time. And a few of us have figured out, thankfully, how to overcome that. And so I'm going to share a little insight, but this should be pretty quick, but I'll try to give you some tips on how to overcome that feeling and how to get out there and continue on your progress and on your goals, and not skip a day that we all know when we say we'll make it up, most of us never do. Trust me, I've been there. So let's start with a few quick tips on how to overcome those feelings. One of the things I've learned is that when I really don't feel like working out, I I really, there's only one answer for me that'll get me to working out, and that's just to get outside and do it. And I know that sounds cliche, but usually I will first start out by telling myself that, hey, you should get out and just do blank, something small. Like, for example, if my goal for the day was to run, let's say, 4 miles, I'll tell myself, hey, just go out and run a mile, and once you get to that mile, you can be done for the day. At least you're getting out and doing something, but you're not doing the full thing because you're tired, and I understand that. And then once I get outside, I start warming up and I get ready. I go to run that mile, and most of the time, something miraculous happens. I get to that mile, and I say, you know what? Let's just finish this out. Either I start feeling better, or I just tell myself, you're already out here doing it, why not just go through the motions and get the whole thing done? And that's something I've learned, that if you just get out and start some kind of exercise, even if it's not, the workout you had planned, most of the time you'll find yourself getting motivated and back into it to where you end up doing the workout you were planning, or even more. Some of my best running days have come from days that I thought, I'm not really feeling the workout, I'm going to just do some short routine and be done with it. And it ended up being one of my fastest or longest distances. And I think that's extremely important, is if you are getting home after a long day and you just don't feel like working out, just get outside or in the gym, wherever you work out, and just start, and tell yourself, if you have to, that you're going to shorten it, you're going to make it easy. And then a lot of the times you'll get in there and realize, why don't I just finish this? And if you're like me, working out makes you feel better. You dread it, you dread it, you dread it, and then as soon as you get to start working out, all of a sudden you feel so much better. So that's really the big number one here, is just get out and do it, and you'll find that that feeling of not wanting to do it usually goes away when you get out and start working. And the big number two here, this will be really the last big tip I have for this. Something I've learned is that, make working out fun. Don't make it a tool, or I'm sorry, a chore that you have, that you feel like at the end of the day you just have to do it because that's the goal you have in mind. You need to make it fun. Something I've learned from working out is, that I enjoy the actual working out process, unlike a lot of people, but I've also learned other things that are working out that I enjoy, like taking my dog on longer walks than I used to. It's something that gets him out of the house, gets me out of the house, and I like walking him, especially when the weather's nice and stuff like that. That's a big factor. And when you're not feeling good, if it's something you enjoy doing, then you're not going to feel like it's a big task at the end of the day when you're tired and don't feel like doing it. You're going to be like, oh, I want to go do this. One of the big things I do is I'm in an adult kickball league, and that sounds probably silly to a lot of y'all, but it gets me out of the house, and I always look forward to kickball. No matter how bad or how tired my day's gone, I know going to kickball and competing in something and challenging myself, that's a lot of fun, and it doesn't feel like working out. So that's really the big number two here, is if if you have the opportunity, do something you enjoy, and on those days you just aren't feeling it, and switch it up. If you're supposed to work out or supposed to run, but you have the opportunity to do something you enjoy, whether it's dance or go play softball or anything like that, just go do that. Do something you're going to enjoy that's going to not make you feel like, man, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, but instead make you feel excited to do it. So those are the big two tips I have, and I really think that they go a long way. I know they sound simple, probably cliche in a lot of ways, but they really are the big things that can help you overcome that I just don't feel like doing it feeling, and avoid skipping a day that you could be out working out. So like I said, today's video is real short, but I hope it helps. And just to really quickly go back over what we talked about is that don't feel bad when you have those feelings that you just don't want to do it. We all have those feelings. But the big number one is get outside or get to the gym. Just get there. Even if you plan on staying for 15 minutes, just get there, because a lot of times you'll find yourself feeling better once you get there, and you'll also find yourself working out usually your full routine even when you didn't plan on it. And then the big number two is enjoy working out. Find something that you enjoy doing, because when you have those days of just not feeling like doing it, if you don't look at working out as a chore or a task, but instead something you enjoy and it relieves stress, you're going to be a lot more likely to still do it even when you maybe don't feel like it. So those are those big two tips that I really recommend, and I hope that your fitness journeys are going well. And if you just started, keep up the good work, and feel free to follow me on Instagram at Intellectual Physique, or email me at intellectualphysique@gmail.com. I enjoy questions of any kind, so please feel free to do that. And if you like this, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week.